born out of limitations. We create from what we know, the past we have experienced, and the convictions of the people who came before us. At 19, I already had a vision of my future. I would be a pediatric surgeon, a career in which I could serve others, work with children, and have financial security and stability, things that were sorely lacking in my childhood. Knowing what I valued, security and service, I identified the best career path to achieve it. I was set. I didn't know it then, but the life I was busy trying to create was an attempt to heal the wounds of my younger self. My parents separated when I was just a year old. During that time, I really got to see both sides of the money equation. My dad was financially successful. I spent much less time with him than I did my mom, but during his visits, he would spend thousands of dollars on me and my siblings like it was nothing to him. He was living a life of affluence while my mom struggled to support us and pay bills, a contrast that I felt deeply uncomfortable with. My mom missed many cheerleading and gymnastics events because she was working, sometimes 3 to 4 jobs simultaneously, and was always rushing from one job to another. She felt immensely guilty for not being able to show up to my events, which in turn made me feel remorseful. I began hiding parts of my life from her so that she wouldn't feel bad about missing out. The discrepancy between my father's and mother's financial situations made an indelible mark on my life, and, as a result, impacted my own relationship with money. I started to believe that wealth would give me peace of mind, and that notion became the foundation on which I built my dreams. I was so blinded by this vision that I never stopped to ask myself if I liked the path to the future I was working toward. In my 3rd year of undergraduate school as a biology major, it became abundantly clear that vision without passion can only get you so far. It takes a strong love to carry you through the 24-hour study sessions in which you must memorize every bone, muscle, and tissue. Evidently, I wasn't passionate about medicine. I felt lost and struggled to figure out what was next. I understood enough about myself to know that I could not chase a dream I no longer believed in. Frustrated, I spoke to my grandmother, who told me that she had always seen me as a teacher. I had never considered teaching, even though both my grandmothers were educators. But it made so much sense, and I couldn't believe I hadn't considered it earlier. My favorite game to play when I was a kid was teacher. I was always teaching everyone around me, friends, family members, anyone who'd listen. Even on my report cards, my teachers would talk about how I was the student who was willing to teach everyone. As I reflected on my life, I started to see a pattern. My very first job was teaching gymnastics, and it was one I sought out. Although the association had not been looking for a teacher, I approached them and asked to teach. In school, I would tutor my classmates and even students in other grades. I took any opportunity I could get. I was coaching and didn't even know it. In high school, I worked at a Subway sandwich shop and trained people to make sandwiches more efficiently. In college, I worked as a summer camp counselor and a pre-K teacher for an autism program. I had been so focused on my goal of becoming a doctor that I was missing the signals my heart was sending me. In all my endeavors, I have always sought to share what I've learned. However, even with all of this reflection and insight, I still wasn't sure. Changing your goal when you are so close to achieving it is one of the scariest and most difficult things to do. There was still a stubborn part of me that was clinging to the old vision I had created of my future, despite identifying a new, more aligned path. Letting go meant taking a chance on a new dream,